Hello, guys, and welcome to a special episode where we will talk about 46-hour TV that just happened very recently. I barely got any sleep. Inchan here, who is our guest, barely got any sleep.
Boy and I got...
Thanks for having me.
Of course. Boy and I got lots of sleep.
No, I worked last night, so I haven't slept.
Oh, I've been sick, so that's all I've been doing.
We got a healthy boy, Jimmy. We got tired.
So none of us have sleep. Okay, that's great.
Yes, but today we have Inchan as our guest.
Thank you.
Inchan was kind enough to help in translating while 46-hour TV was going on. You might have seen those tweets.
Yeah, some people are retweeting my tweets, and I really appreciate that.
Well, we appreciate you helping us plebeians who don't speak Japanese, dude. Tell us what's going on.
Actually, I didn't watch the whole program because my connection keeps dropping that time, so it was kind of very, very stressing to me. but this is my first 46-hour TV that first time I watched this, so I'm really looking forward since last year. But in the end, I don't really enjoy it till the last. But well, all in all, I think I enjoyed it well.
Nice.
Yeah, it was a fun time. I think I watched last year's.
They didn't have one last year.
No, last time, not last year,
right?
2016.
See, he's deprived of sleep. He doesn't even know what's going on.
I don't even know what's going on.
I'm so tired, dude. Making up events that didn't even happen.
Yeah, I watched that one live, and that one was really fun. This one was fun as well. Less happenings happening, but it was just
What kind of happening?
the kind that everyone posts on Twitter.
Is that what you wanted?
Is that why you're here?
That's what we brought up. That's what we brought up in the episode.
I came to this episode to learn about all the funny things that went on during 46-hour TV. And Mr.
Jimmy, you're the one that brought it up.
Mr. Joshua Box only cares about the happenings. Disgusting. You make me sick.
Okay. So let's go into a couple of things that happened. So we started off pretty strong with Sayonyan doing jump rope with, who was it again, boy?
Nyanko Star?
Nyanko Star.
Yeah.
And she has history with her, right?
Oh, Sayan knows the rhythmic jump rope stuff, right? Like she, I don't know, she trained in that or something, or I don't know. But that's kind of the.
She said that she is training with the two of them in the same.
Yeah, the same school. Yeah.
Yeah, jumping out school.
Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, she must have like pulled like a favor in to get her on to join her because. It was pretty impressive, and starting off really strong with that, and then like the Nyanko Star girl like even did influencer at the end, so that was pretty interesting. And then next up we have the Nojo Magic Hour.
Yeah, I started to watch the 46-hour in the when Nojo start to play the Magic Hour, because before I was in my office, and the very first thing I watched is when Nojo start to play the Magic Hour.
So what did she do? Like, she actually do magic, or
she did like card tricks?
Oh, card tricks.
Were they good, or were they like? Was it Johnson quality?
The first attempt, right? First attempt, she failed, and she's like panic.
Yeah, like classic Nojo style, where she's like, "Oh no, I messed up. Let me just do it over.
And the member said, "It's okay. You can try again."
And then when she gets it, when she does it the second time and does it, she's like, "Oh yeah, I got that." Trying to be cool, classic Johnson style.
Nice.
So it started with everyone in the studio, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everybody was there watching Nojo mess up.
Oh, tough crowd.
Yeah. And then she came in with like this clown nose. And then like after like a minute, she's like, "Nah, I don't want this anymore." Threw it away. And then after that was a fun segment that I'm pretty sure a lot of people enjoyed.
I watched
and that
this
was
one.
that was Yamashita Mizuki as a bunny.
I saw part of this.
Yeah. What is the?
She like to try to jump rope.
Yeah, but the ears were too big, man.
Yeah, she tried hula hooping, jump rope. She tried to like stand up from a laying position. And she tried to use chopsticks, which she did actually pretty well.
See, but you know it's going to be a bad sign when it's like she couldn't even pick out the challenges from the box. You know, like they had the box with like the paper in it. And she's just like, "Oh, I got nothing. My hands are too my bunny hands are too useless." So they had Umezawa do it for her, right?
I think so.
So this is like
the squirrel Ikuta should join her together, but you know the Nogi Bingo segment when Ikuchan wear the stuffed doll.
Oh yeah.
The squirrel one. I think if Ikuchan also join her, I think that will be more interesting.
Oh yeah, for sure. Two goofballs just in a bunny.
Yeah. So they started splitting up after this one, right? It wasn't like
the MC started becoming more prominent in what they were doing. And it's funny because the reason why she was wearing the bunny suit is because she's like a big fan of bunnies.
Yeah.
And then she even brought like all her bunny goods out. And she's like, if I fail a challenge, then they have to take one away. I feel like she was just throwing stuff away because she didn't need it anymore. She's making space in her room. So she's like, I'll just pretend it's like this.
Lies, dude.
Oh man, I lost it. Oh no.
Oh man, dang it! I lost the challenge. Looks like you have to take one of them.
I won one.
Yeah, dude, she's too grown to be doing that, dude. I see how she acts now. I'm not gonna be fooled by you, Mizuki.
And then after that was Watanabe Media, who tried to eat pudding in different ways, like eating French fries, sauces.
The way you had it down was like you can eat pudding more ways than like with a spoon.
Yeah, I thought she was gonna like
just like the whole thing.
We'll get to smoothies later on. There's interesting things with smoothies.
Like she ate it with different things.
Yeah. And she had like Miona and Ayane to help her. And Ayane the whole time, her face like in the beginning she was not happy, but then the more ingredients they kept on putting on, she got more and more like just like I want to leave already. By the end, she was just like,
this is dumb.
Yeah.
Why am I here?
Get bored. Okay. Seemed like a pretty short segment there.
Yeah, it was pretty short, but just Ayane's face, I think, made it worth it. Next up was Yoda, who willingly got bullied from Saito Asuka.
Oh, they're like a perfect pair.
Oh my god.
Yeah, right?
Yoda is all massage in front of Ashe. And Ashe was like enjoying herself.
Like, yeah.
Everyone knows Ash is a does, right?
Yeah.
Yoda's a doem.
She's a hard M, dude.
Yeah,
it's
hard.
I see.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, so there was balloon popping, and it's exactly what you expect. And then she had like a stinky bag, which on an off note reminded me of NMB48 member Momoka, who already graduated, when she had in the chaos stage, where she had like the bag full of poop. She was like throwing it at members.
Well, no, because that girl's actually crazy, dude. So.
Yeah.
Only on stage, though, apparently.
But Yoda had Ash had a stinky bag, which she like made Yoda like fully like put her nose in like 3 times. And then afterwards, she made her eat frog legs. And then so she put one in her mouth, and then Yoda was just freaking out the whole time. So Asuka's like, well, I guess I'll put another one in while she's like that.
Like not cooked frog legs, or
no, I think they were cooked.
Oh, they're pretty good though.
Yeah, that's just good eats, dude.
And then she put like a silkworm in her mouth too, while she's not even biting it.
Damn. No, okay.
I can't do the bugs, dude.
Yeah,
you lost me there.
Yeah, so then Yoda brought the bugs to the studios, and then Cutting was like, oh, this is pretty good. Yoda's like, nah, I'm not gonna eat that.
Oh, it's like in a different area, right?
Yeah, it's a different area. It's in separate rooms. And then Ikoma, you already know Ikoma's gonna try it and like it.
The worm thing, right? And she keeps eating it like a potato.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And then she said no to like the frog legs. She's like, damn it. Christy actually was like a little bit like,
Yeah.
like.
Kind of crazy, oh my god.
Yeah, I was like, she was like, oh, okay, I'll get more. She kept on like digging in, and then I was like,
Christy, oh, I didn't know you was like that.
You nasty.
She ate more than one.
What was it?
She ate more than one.
Yeah, she ate like 3 or 4.
Oh my god.
and then Hazuki was like, oh, this is pretty good.
Yeah.
And
Like
then
anything anyway.
and then we got Ranze, who was just looking at clothes. She was looking at her own wardrobe, but the thing that I thought was a little weird was that she changed like during the live stream, and then like the camera was just like it was like a curtain dressing room. And so she went in, she closed it, and then the camera was just like there, looking at the curtain of the dressing room for like 5 minutes.
Trying to catch something, you know?
I don't know.
Awkward, dude.
Yeah, and then I'm just
Gross cameraman.
like, is this necessary?
I read some comments from the watcher that says it's kind of sexy or something.
Yeah, because it feels like voyeuristic, right? Like you're seeing something you're not supposed to watch.
Oh.
Because there was still audio coming out from like her mic too, so you could hear like her grunting and like clothes and everything.
Oh, that was the whole point of it, Josh. For the gross dudes out
dudes
there.
for the. Let me watch Ranze dress.
At least have her like buy clothes, man.
Yeah, just look at her own clothes that she already has.
Okay.
Okay, and then they introduced the art project, which is like little pieces of paper that they have to glue together to make an art piece. So
I kept coming back to that, right? Like they would use it as a fill-in.
Yeah, they'd use it as fill-in when other members were streaming on their main platform, like the Gundans.
Okay, yeah.
So that'd be in all the other platforms. And there's some interesting moments that happen that we'll bring up later during the art streams.
Okay.
Next up is Ikuta.
Oh, my
I'll let you.
baby.
I'll let you take care of this
A
section.
little bias here, it's fine.
I'll let you take care of this section.
Well, it's third. Then she died. Third, I'm not sure. But she decided to sing like the not local, but kind of different kinds of music in the world. Before she sang. What is it? Even polka?
Yeah.
Yeah, the Poland song, and now she challenged herself to do the yodel, and she only had 1 month of practice, and she practiced every day before sleep. Yeah, before sleep, and that there's time when she can't do it well, and she was like crying before sleep. Oh my god, I can't do this! Oh my god, like that. But in the end, she really did give her best to it.
Yeah, because like
I'm really proud of my Yoshi, man.
Because like it just sounds kind of strange to us, but yodling's like really hard, you know.
Yeah.
It's a lot of like vocal changes. Jimmy, you sing, so you know.
Yeah,
how hard it
because
is.
you have to like change between like different like voices and stuff. Like so, you have like your head voice, chest voice, and so it's like rapidly switching between those.
Jimmy, do you want to give an example?
I can't, dude. Give me 1
Yodel,
month
dude, go.
I'll practice every day, and you'll have videos of me crying. I can't do it.
Yeah, so something interesting with that I saw is that the first song she learned from the teacher, like she practiced with the teacher, but then the second song she like learned by herself.
Yeah, she improvised it.
So then, and I thought she did pretty well for just like a month.
Such talent.
Yeah. So skilled.
All right, so next was on YouTube, the exclusive stream for Tulip. And Tulip was fun because
YouTube only.
Whenever they went to a location, like they'd always be like, "Oh, where's Himura? Where's Himura?" And then like they'd be like, "Oh, he's over there," and like they're at a bridge and they're pointing really far away. So they're like, "Yahoo!" like calling over to him.
They're trying to create the opening for the real program. They will take, but in the end, I think this program will is what is it? Is in the end they don't need another program like this. I mean, they will take another location, not this location, to record.
That's pretty long, huh? Like they did a lot of stuff.
Yeah, they did a lot of stuff. It was like an hour, I think.
Oh dang!
Oh, really?
Yeah, an hour. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, so they did a lot of stuff. They walked around. They ate food. They ate more food.
Made you think they were gonna get in an onsen?
Oh yeah, and they went. Wait, before
right.
we get to the onsen, they went to an aquarium, and they did turtle racing. How exciting, right?
Turtle.
You gotta fill that time slot, dude. It's like, oh, we got an hour. Raise some turtles.
They also gave some name to the turtle. I forgot what name.
Oh, they have names?
Yeah, but it's funny because one of the turtles' name was Maya.
Oh, like
So-
what a Maya?
Yeah, so
Maya.
they were like, so Ikuta and Maya were like, all right, we're betting on that one, and then it was the slowest one, and not even food could like transit to like keep on walking. So then in studio, everyone was like, Maya,
It's the only way to say her name.
Yeah, dude.
right?
The proper pronunciation.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then they started feeding sharks at the aquarium. And it's funny because whenever, like, the first time they gave the food out, they thought, like, it was just gonna, like, you know, swim to the food, take a little nibble, and eat it. But no, when they threw it, it, like, chomped really loud, and all the girls, like, got, like, super scared and everything. I think this segment is good for watching, like, this section. Because the faces they made were, like, really good. They saw other animals, like snakes, dogs. They ate dinner. And then they walked into an onsen, and then like they have like a camera. It's really close on their faces, and it's all steamy in the background. So then everyone's like, "Oh, what's going on? What's going on? Are they really in there?" And then they like zoom out, and then it's just them in like like full bodysuits, like swimsuits, like totally covered
Wait,
up.
what?
Like wetsuits?
Yeah, like wetsuits.
Bruh. My happenings.
He wants to check out the suit.
Oh, really?
But yeah.
So they just wear it?
It's itchy. Also to say like this.
Well, that's what they said that they were Ikuta was gonna wear if they ever went to an onsen with Himura, right? She's like, oh, I'll put on the wetsuit, dude. I'll be Gucci.
Yeah. So, and then on the other side of the stream where they were making art, Wakatsuki fell asleep. I thought I would just take a note
She's
of that.
supposed to be the artist.
Yeah.
What the heck?
I know, she fell asleep. Like she was holding glue in her hand, like still gluing stuff. And then she was like this, and then she was fell asleep for like 2 minutes.
They just started.
I know.
Okay.
Okay, and then they did like rankings afterwards. Let me see. What are some good ones?
So it's like voted within the group, right?
Yeah, it's within the group. So the members voted for the members.
Okay.
For comedy sense, they picked number 3, Hazuki and Mizuki.
Yeah.
So they're pretty high up there. Number 2 is Maya.
Maya.
And number 1 was a tie between Kazumi and Johnson.
Yeah, the Chip and Dale.
And
Yeah. I could. Yeah.
and from what Nick told us from Nogizaka, it seems like Maya and Nojo are really like the funny members. He says like they're always making like staff laugh and everything. Like it's always constant laughing with them. So I can believe that they're like the funniest ones of the group.
Acceptable.
Also in the ranking before, everyone like bullies Maya to raise a stick. Which I thought was super funny. And she's like, "This is like the first time anyone bullies me. It's for this."
Damn it. For Maya.
7 years I'm in Nogizaka. This is the first time I got bullied or something like that.
So I thought that was pretty good. And then we got the Airhead, the Tennen members.
Yeah.
It's number 3, Horimiona.
Nice.
Jimmy, confirmed?
Well, because I think she's just weird, you know? Like,
It's unexpected.
yeah. It's not so much that like she's dumb.
Yeah.
It's just like she just says stuff that's like really off kilter sometimes. Like what?
Let's see. Number
Yeah,
2, we
else?
have
Oh,
Reika.
Captain. Damn.
Captain. Her head is popcorn. Her head is popcorn. And then number 1 was a tie between Iori and Yoda.
I think it's Iori is the highest.
Yuri's surprisingly airheaded.
Yeah.
I didn't think that when she first made her debut.
Yeah, because she looks
girl's pretty.
Yeah.
It's like, wait, she's gonna do it.
Yeah, so those were some of the rankings they did. Ikuta and Shinichi Mai had to drink the sour drink as punishment
I
because
thought alcohol. Come on now.
no.
I think Inchan will say, "Oh, this is sweet, like a shortcake, like like in the Nogichu, in the Nogizaka." But she didn't. Well, I think she is really strong with sour things. Like when in Dogi Bingo one, when she ate a bowl full of vinegar and
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Yeah.
no reaction at all. She's really strong with it.
Might be
You gotta give her something else, dude.
I know, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so then Iko-chan was like, nah, this is nothing. And then Shinichi was like, oh no, I can't do it. And then so then Iko-chan's like, it's really sweet. Like, look, someone else try it. So then everyone bullies Maya again into drinking it.
That's so messed up, man.
Maya.
And then like
Leave Maya alone.
when she drinks it, she can't handle it, and then Iko-chan just can't stop laughing like when that happens.
Oh hell yeah, dude! Looks like some high tension Ikuta moments, dude. Those are my favorite.
And next up, we have Momoko.
Oh, here you go, boy.
This is her playing with some dogs, some puppies.
Coincided with the National Puppy Day.
Oh, did it?
Oh, at least in the States.
Yeah, it was Puppy Day like the other day, right? Yesterday.
Yeah.
I don't know. So basically, she had 3 tasks to do. It was 1, get a dog to sit with you. That was pretty easy. Number 2 was get the dogs to sit when you command them. So then that was pretty easy.
My dog doesn't even do that, dude.
And then like when the dogs heard it, they came and they sat down because they all wanted treats.
They've been
There's one
conditioned.
dog named Momo actually in the in her corner, and only that dog Momo who sits on Momoko's
Same name.
yeah.
And then that moment is good because when she's trying to get the dogs to sit down, she goes, "Oswari," and then she's says it every single time. It's super cute, so I'd recommend it just for that.
Okay.
And then number 3 was get a 2-shot with the dog. And she picked the worst dog to do this with. She picked the most hyper dog to do it with. Like the dog would not stand still at all. So
Yeah.
So
She
she
got
got
so many times.
yeah. She I think she got him by putting a toy up in the cabinet, and then the dog was just distracted. And then so that's pretty cute. If you like Momoko, I definitely recommend that one.
I'm watching it for the dogs, dude. Or for the doggos.
And then next up we got this is one of my favorite segments. It was Chiharu.
Oh
and her,
yeah, I really like this one.
This was really good. This was Chiharu and her love for cilantro.
Thank you, Chiharu. Thank you so much.
Oh, I hate coriander.
Thank you for bringing Ikuchan there.
Yeah, so it's called cilantro here, but in other places it's called coriander.
But what's everyone's opinions on coriander?
Oh, I love my cilantro.
Oh, get out of here, dude.
Dude, I'm
hate coriander.
Vietnamese. I have to love cilantro, dude.
That's true.
It's in everything.
Yeah, that's true.
I'm okay with it in moderation.
No, dude, if I get a...
I haven't had a bowl of it.
If I
or
get
anything,
a
so I
banh
can't,
mi, a sandwich, I want it to be just stuffed with cilantro, dude. So good.
I guess that's the only exception. If I'm eating Vietnamese food, then that's fine. Every other food, I'm like, no, dude, get that out of my face.
Inchan, good with it or bad?
Yeah. About coriander, I can eat it, but I don't really like it.
Yeah, see, it's 3-1.
Okay, more coriander for me. That's fine.
Take mine.
Yeah, you can have them all.
Yeah, but she had a bowl full of coriander, and then she put coriander sauce on top of it.
Oh.
So it was just 100%
What is it
taste.
thinking?
Right?
Seriously.
I'm not sure about her anymore.
He's so pretty, but now you're weird.
Yeah, so then she brings in, like, she's like, okay, I love this, but let's bring someone who doesn't like it. So then she brings on Ikuchan, and Ikuchan's like, nah, I don't like messing with this stuff. so then she's like, I'll slowly get you into it so you start liking it. So she brings out like a vegetable wrap. She's like, nah, no good. And then she tries udon with cilantro, and then she like eats the udon. She's like, oh, this is good. And then once she tries it with this, once she tries it with the cilantro, she's like, no. And then she grabs the trash can and just spits it out in there.
Oh my god, the whole udon, no.
And then afterwards, she tries cilantro, but except like in tempura. And then she's like, oh, this is good. But then once she like bites deeper into it, she's like, no. And then she's like, she spits it out, and then like, Shihara's like, no, let me take a picture with you smiling eating it. So she's like, oh, I have to eat it again. So she eats it again. She smiles and she goes, and just spits it out. Yeah, and then she even brings it out for the studio to try it. Manatsu hates it, so she like tries it and she's like, nah.
What's coriander in Japanese? It's just pakuchi, right?
Yeah, pakuchi.
Yeah, Bakchi.
And then it's funny because Miona, she like grabs like a whole like bunch and then she like stuffs it in her mouth. She's like, oh yeah, this is the stuff. This is good.
Us, what a weirdo.
Perfect.
Perfect for you, Jimmy, right? Next up, we had a segment that surprised everyone on Twitter.
Yeah. Oh my god, Iori, please.
This was Iori, and she was like, "Oh, I'm going to introduce some of the third gens." And then, like, when she's talking, the music starts slowing down, starting to go silent, and she's still talking. And all of a sudden, like, it's a jump scare of her, and then like it happened like a good like 5 times. By the 5th time,
like,
I was already used to it. But like
she
the first
just kind of jumps at the camera while
it's not live. It's like a VTR.
Oh,
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's like it's edited in like to jump scare you, and I say just go ahead and watch that one, and you'll see what I mean. But the great thing that happened because of this is when they cut to the studio afterwards, Sayonyan was hugging Matsumura, and then when she turned around and then looked at Iori, she made like the cutest face. So highly recommended just for that Sayonyan.
A lot of cute Sayonyan screenshots, man.
So recommended for that alone.
Oh, okay.
Word?
I'll write that down.
Noted. Duly noted.
And then we have Misa putting on makeup.
Yeah.
Why not Misa just drinking alcohol?
Dude, yeah.
Right, like
I'd
last
watch
time.
that, dude.
No.
That's like the best segment. Just drinking with
What happened
Misa
to that
sometime.
segment?
She is aiming for the female fans actually.
Trying to pull a Yoshida Akari, huh? Trying to get
Start that YouTube channel.
yeah. Dude.
She did it like YouTube style too. Like when she was doing the video, it was a video. It wasn't a live stream because she's not gonna be souping the whole time. So yeah, but she wasn't even like souping during the video. She still had like makeup on her eyebrows and everything.
Nogizaka is NG in Supin.
Yeah. They never show us true Supin, dude. It's always
The closest is like Ray magazine with like Mayan. That's like the
Not
closest.
even that Mayan shoot.
But it's still like it's
Supin as
yeah. It's like not enough.
Yeah.
it's all dewy, soft skin, dude. Like, don't lie to me.
And then next up we have one of my favorite segments, and that is the
Dude,
Shirashi
this
Mai
is so
comedy
weird,
segment.
dude.
I love this one.
How famous is Hyokorian right now?
I'm not really sure, but I think he's a newbie in the showbiz.
Yeah, that's what I thought too. I've seen him in a few like variety shows. Just like, oh, here comes a new guy. He's gonna do his routine, and then that's kind of it. But yeah, maybe
but,
she likes him. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe. I think that's what it is. But she was like high tension, Mayan, in this one, which is always great to see.
His gag is so dumb.
Yeah, dude.
It's like, they're just like peeking out.
Hyokuri.
Hyokorian.
It's like,
so dumb.
but it's like it's funny eventually.
Yeah,
it's like,
yeah. It's like the quintessential Japanese gag where like the first couple minutes of me watching it, I'm just like, what is this? And then he keeps repeating it enough that it just starts getting really funny. I'm like, so stupid.
Mm-hmm.
No, but they did a good job of keeping it entertaining though. Like adding up enough variations to it, right? Like she busts out her photo book.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, the photo book.
And one of my favorites is she gets in a box, she puts on cat's ears, and then she pops out, and then she like
the cat one
makes a cute face.
Can I keep her?
Right. so this was good. Definitely recommend watching this one. This is a top. Like
it's a
top
pretty
3.
short segment. You can like
yeah, it's like 10 minutes or something just for that.
But it's really rare to see Mayan like that.
Yeah.
It's always good. It's either Kuroishi or this. Those are like the best ones.
She's got to be a lady, you know, once in a while. Weird Mayan.
Next up, we have Kawago, who practices some radio hosting. Nothing
I'll
really.
go in peace. I don't know. I've never really seen any of their like gags or anything like that.
Nothing to say about that.
That's it. Just radio hosting. Okay.
Yeah. And then the studio goes ahead and tries the Hyokkori segment.
Oh yeah. Everyone wants in on that stuff.
Yeah. They were filling in time. So all 12 members did it. They all did like their own different things. So that's pretty interesting if you guys can find that one.
I think I've seen that one. Yeah, I saw that one. That's when Juna was like throws down the towel. Just does like the fierce turnaround.
Oh, and then we have a Matsumura who like put on the cat ears and started eating Mayan's tail.
Oh yeah.
That's their relationship, right?
Girl's so weird, dude. That's this whole group. And you start seeing it here. You know, it's like, oh, look at all these pretty young ladies, dude. Like, oh, they're all weird, dude.
Okay, then next up we have the first game of the night, of this night. It's what is the name of it, Inchan?
What the name?
Yeah.
The game name? Watashi no Nogizaka no Mikata.
So then it was that. It's kind of like Cards Against Humanity. If you guys ever played that.
Man, they should have just played that.
Yeah, dude, that'd be funny, dude.
I feel like it was
throwing out some gross shit, dude.
I feel like that would have been better.
That's too NG, dude. They'll never do it.
Yeah. Like they got a card that was like Ikoma got, and she was like, "Oh, this is NG. I can't show this one." And like the staff are like pre-assigned these cards already. So
really?
if that was NG enough, then I can imagine like Cards Against Humanity.
Come on, man. Gotta learn how their mind works.
Will be forever mystery.
Yeah, because she didn't want to show it to the camera at all.
Oh.
It's probably like underage
They
drinking scandal or some shit.
It's time to throw some shade,
Yeah,
dude.
dude.
Like, oh, I know who this is right here.
It just says Yamatori on it.
I was trying not to be explicit, but alright. We did it.
It's okay, we can say it. Okay, nothing really too exciting about this.
Because they didn't play Cards Against Humanity.
Yeah, like I was even talking to like a Japanese fan. He's like, "Yeah, they would have been way funner if they did Cards Against Humanity. This is kind of boring." One thing though that did happen that I liked was Kazumina was like putting the cards down into the stand, and then she like drops everything. She's like, "Oh no!" She has to go ahead and pick it up. I feel like she always does something in every live stream. Okay, next up we have a telephone game.
Oh,
I didn't watch this one.
This one
seems very involved.
Yeah, this one was so basically they formed a circle, and then one member had to write down a name.
So the third gens, right?
Yeah, third gens, and then they pass it on to the next member, and they have to draw what the word is, and then they pass it on, and then the person has to interpret what that picture is into their own words, and it just goes on like that.
What is that called? Some Pictionary game? There's like board games where you do
Yeah,
this.
yeah. I don't remember
Not the names.
but I know what you mean. Yeah.
Yeah, so they played this. From this, we learned that Sakaguchi is really bad at drawing. Like,
Yeah.
Ikuta level bad at drawing. I mean, good at
Such a
drawing.
Okay, I was about to
Genius,
say,
Soji's a
some of
genius.
them are
Exactly.
really terrible.
Tensai, dude.
But Sakaguchi is like a genius.
Oh, okay.
like when you
So
see
bad
it,
it's good.
When you see it, you see like it's up there with Ikuta. So yeah, there's plenty of fun segments during this. Like there was one where it went from barbecue to yakiniku to soccer to goalkeeper. And it was just like, how'd you get from like soccer to like yakiniku? Okay, and then after that they did a video of Matsumura at Hong Kong for C3 AFA. You know, the 3 C's.
Oh yeah, dude.
yeah.
Conversation and come. I love it.
And then they she was basically just there eating. That's pretty much all of it.
Obviously not live.
Flew her
Yeah,
back,
because it's funny
dude.
because that was in Hong Kong, right? Like when they were there. But she like mentions 46-hour TV. Like she's like, hello, 46-hour
okay.
TV. So they knew about this a long time ago.
So they planned. it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then they did top 100 songs, which I didn't pay attention to.
That's too many.
Time to
Yeah, too
sleep,
many.
dude.
Yeah.
It was too fast too.
Yeah. They like
Oh,
show
really?
like a 10-second clip and then move on to the next one. And then they talk about it like at the end. Then we have the Road to Fuji-Q, where 3rd gen members are going to Fuji-Q, the famous amusement park.
So this was the night before, right?
No,
And
this
they were
is
going
the next day. Now this is the next day in the morning.
to- Oh, okay.
In the morning, right?
Yeah.
I was sleeping.
So then they play the pirate pop-up game. Yoda loses, so she has to do one of the punishments in the theme park.
Like ride a roller coaster?
Maybe.
Oh, maybe.
And then Karin was basically just like, let's do trivia. That's it. And then they show the other half of the 3rd gen. And then they play the crocodile tooth game. Like we have to push it in, make sure the crocodile doesn't bite your hand. And Sakaguchi lost this one, so she also has to do one of the punishments.
Oh, right.
Then we go to Nakakana, who raps for a little bit outside.
I started to watch the second day with this. Oh my god, it's so weird.
Like,
It was live. Like, she was
yeah,
actually out
it
there
was
on the
live.
street.
She like went on the street and was looking at like the cherry blossoms for some reason, and then she's like,
it's blooming, dude.
and then she's like, oh, look at these, and then like she starts rapping out of nowhere.
Oh, all right.
And she like goes like this at the end or something. Yeah, Kotoko, she's trying to find the Indian man. Do you know anything about this, Inchan? I didn't follow this at all.
Honestly, I'm not. I don't understand. I don't really know what she's trying to tell to everyone here.
Yeah.
To be honest, does anyone understand Kotoko ever?
My lord,
I
is
mean,
just
yeah.
weird, dude.
Yeah,
No
but
one.
the whole live stream, they were looking for an Indian man,
Yeah, I think.
like who owns a restaurant, and I didn't understand the point of it because it felt like it was supposed to be like a side mission that you show at the end, like, oh, we finally found him, but it didn't, like there was like no purpose to it.
Did they find him eventually?
In the end, the staff told the members that they find the Matsuya-san, found the Matsuya-san friend, and that Matsuya-san friend will only tell Kotoko that who the real Matsuya-san is in private, not.
Oh, they don't even show it?
No.
Yeah, because like
What's the point?
yeah, at the end of the live stream, I think they ask, who did they ask? I think they asked Christy, like, oh, hey, did you guys find the Indian man? She's like, oh yeah, I found him, but I won't tell you guys. That's all they talk about the Indian man for.
Who is this mystery man?
I don't know, like they never like brought it up again.
How are you gonna leave everyone hanging like that?
I don't know what the point of that was. Then we got, after that we got Roti, who plays Shibuya Blues on her guitar.
See that YouTube show is paying off.
Right.
Yeah.
Sort of. No?
Was it bad? Or something?
I didn't see her do any sweeps.
Well, she's still working on power chords, dude. Come on.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Okay, next up we got Riria, who this is another fun segment that you guys should watch.
Yeah, I wanted to watch this. I couldn't find it though.
It was her, like she says like
I can sleep anywhere.
so then she tells Matsumura like try to wake her up. So then Matsumura grabs like party poppers, like sour drink, put it in her mouth, grabs slime for some reason. I don't know how slime's supposed to wake someone up. She grabbed a konjac, which is like the
yam gel,
the rubbery. Yeah. And it apparently smells bad. Yeah. And then she like shoved it in her mouth a little. And then like when Matsumura walked away after putting it in her mouth, like Lydia's just like, "What's wrong with this girl?" And then there was a shock pen. There were shock pads on the hands. And then Matsumura's like, "All right, I'll just like give her a kiss to wake up." Yori's like, she's like, "What is going on? Why is she kissing me?"
What a weirdo.
And then she finally wakes up because of an alarm. Then we got Ayane, who talks to kids. I couldn't pay attention to this segment. Did you watch this segment, Inchan?
Yeah, I watched this. It's kind of the kids were asking Ayane about logical thing. I think so many weird questions from the kids.
Anything that stood out?
Sorry, I forgot.
Yeah, it's pretty forgettable segment.
Yeah.
So there's that. If you're interested in Ayane.
Only for the INF fans.
Yeah.
Alright.
And then afterwards, they went to a live segment at the Nogi events where they signed stuff. And then they had Sayoringo Gundan time on Rakuten TV.
I didn't watch this because Ikuchan and Reika was or in the other video, right? Where doing the paper thing.
Yeah.
I put my priority on that.
Right?
Oshi obligations, dude. You have to. It's fine.
So then this one, they started out with everyone wearing like the same dress and like the same headband with like apples on it. And then Kotoko's like, "No, I'm not wearing this." He just threw it on the table.
Where's my Indian man?
Right?
What's yeah?
So then they played games that like are popular with like high school girls. And then like whenever they lost, they like the members will like hit the other members with fingers. There's funny ones because sometimes they like leave red marks on them.
You did it pretty hard, dude.
And then later they showed a music video where they were parodying the Manatsu Respect Gundan song. And then like they were like they showed segments of the videos, but they like blocked off the mouth, and then they were just like dancing around them. That's a fun watch to see. It's funny because Kotsuko in the music video, she like just moves her arms. She doesn't like move her legs at all, while the other members are like going intense. In classic Kotsuko style.
It's like, no, I'm good, dude.
Yeah. And then more members come in to the Sayoringo Gundan time for some reason. Yutan, who was drinking coffee and just walking by, they called her out, so she's like, "All right, I guess I'll join." And then
she's just trying to stay awake, guys. Like,
And then we got Kana and Kazumin, who also joined in. They kept on playing games, hitting each other. I was afraid of Kazumin because you know how Kazumin is like strong, like hitting the other members. And then they showed a music video of Wakasama Gundan, of their music video. It's basically them just like walking around in kimonos and singing.
All of them were wearing kimonos.
Yeah. And then Karin was like, you know how there's a speech part where Wakatsuki sings the speech part in the song?
Yeah, I know.
And then Karin like dug in her pocket and then took out like a big piece of paper. She's like just like reading it out loud during that segment. That was pretty funny. And then yeah, I think they changed it up a little just to like match the Sayoringo, yeah. And then Kotoko, even less effort in this one. Like there's moments where she like everyone's dancing and she just like stands still and just stares at the other members for like 10 seconds. And then when they get to a routine, she's like, "Okay, I know this part." So keep an eye out for that. And then they sang a new song that is like really low quality, like the background track. And then it's them singing, and apparently this was shown in Tokyo Dome. And that's like the only place they showed it.
It's a demo, maybe.
Yeah, I think it's a demo track. But the song is pretty cool and cute at the same time. The chorus really reminds me of another idol group, Denpangumi.
So it's all erratic and weird.
Yeah, like the chorus is very cutesy and stuff like that.
And FYI, the lyrics is written by Matsumura.
Oh really?
Yeah.
That's interesting.
She would write some Denpa song.
And then what I really liked about the song is that the breakdowns, like there's like breakdowns where it goes to just instrumental, and those are actually like really really good. There's a guitar solo, that's always a plus. And there's segments where like the music almost stops completely and it's just like a bass, and then they're just like singing like solo lines. So I thought it was pretty like well rounded. Like it hits like a lot of
might be in
topics.
the next single. We'll see.
Hopefully. And yeah, that was the Sayoringo Gunzen time. Then after they went to the catering battle. Some highlights from here. We got the actress who was in
Asahi Nagu.
Asahi Nagu there.
Yeah, Nagu.
Whose name is Tomita Miyu. She appeared. She voted on white team. Red team, who lost. They had to like pick the cutest hiragana letter, and 2 members picked no for Nogizaka.
Yeah.
And we have Ayaka who chose A because of Ayaka. And we have Rina who chose Ri for Rina. So that's a lot of team unity there. And then the winner won expensive raw seafood, like some like
sushi and stuff?
shrimp. Yeah, no, it wasn't sushi. It was just like raw fish and raw
Like sashimi?
shrimp. Yeah, it's like sashimi. Yeah, but then team 2 won like a bowl of sashimi.
Oh, so with like rice stuff too then?
Yeah. And then, but the last team got a bowl of rice with just one little fish egg just on the top.
Damn. Plebeian
Yeah,
stuff.
dude, that poverty meal.
And then it's funny because Ikoma can't eat that. So she's like walking around with it. She's like, "Does anybody want to trade? Anybody want to trade?" And she tells Manatsu, "Hey, do you want to trade?" And then she's like, "Oh, I'll give you this fish egg for it." Ikoma just looks at her and just throws the fish egg in her bowl and walks away. Yeah, so those are some highlights from that. Then we have Suika. I forgot where they were on.
Just pick one. Nico Namahosa.
No, it's not Nico because I think I watched this one.
Line Live?
It might have been Line Live. It's another onsen one. They play.
That was Tulip's thing. What the heck?
They play the Switch.
Oh yeah, dude.
And they're playing like on top of their beds in their room, so they're just like jumping around playing. They play a boxing game and the gorilla game. You have to go like this.
On the Switch.
Yeah.
I thought they were just like...
Oh no, they're just playing gorillas.
gorillas.
And then it's funny because they go to a strawberry field like the next day, and then like they buy like a little cup thing that you put the strawberries in, and then you put like the dip in they give you. So then like they serve you the dip, and then like when the dip runs out, that's pretty much when you're done. But then like we have Karin and Nanase who brought their own dip and just started squeezing it in while no one's watching.
Damn, that's dirty.
That's Obasan as fuck, dude.
And then Karin ate 67 strawberries.
Wow.
Oh, is that a new record? Dang, dude.
That's a lot of strawberries. I don't even know if I could eat like 67 strawberries.
Easily.
Yo, these girls can eat, dude.
Yeah.
There's no way I can eat as much as they do.
She claimed herself that she can eat a lot more than Sayurin, actually.
Oh, dang.
Can they outperform Hazuki?
That's the question.
Later on.
We got to see that eating competition between them 3.
Yeah, so the
Next up, they recorded Nonno, and then they have the 3rd Gen Live, which...
Oh, this was at Fujikyu?
Fujikyu, yeah. This was a pretty good live.
Yeah.
I really recommend watching it. Having have we seen third gen like perform like a full set other than like Tiff?
What's that? Bomber E?
But was that like multiple songs?
I think so, but
because they did like
that. It was like over 3 or 4 episodes or something like that.
Because this was like 8 songs. This was 8 songs. They did like back to back.
Short version or long version?
Nogizaka concert version, which is like
because this makes the difference of the really concert being like long. An hour or right. Like 30 minutes.
It might have been the short version. And some good moments. They played "Girls Rule" with
this is the best
with Yamashita Center.
Best
yeah.
And then like after this moment, like the microphones could be heard a little bit more. I don't know if they like raised the gain or something on them, but you could really hear them singing like throughout the rest of these songs after "Girls Rule." So it was pretty interesting. Momoko centered Seifuku Mannequin. Yoda centering Oide Shampoo.
Yeah.
And then we got Umezawa. Go ahead.
What is the mix? You don't know the mix? Yeah, I did the mix when in City of Singapore.
Oh really?
It's the Nakada Kanashika. Nakada Kanashika. It means only Nakada, no one else.
Why was it that mix?
I don't know. People are making it.
Yeah, but they did that during the instrumental part where they dance. Like they do hold the dance segment where they go like this, and then like the whole crowd goes dame dame dame.
Yeah.
It sounds.
Don't raise that.
Don't raise that skirt.
Oh, that was that whole like controversy back then. About the choreography.
Yeah, dude, can't be like the other group. Bunch of thoughts, dude.
So that segment was good. Umezawa centered Harujion.
Oh, Harujion's quite good.
I thought I saw Umezawa more of a... Don't cry, Jimmy.
You'll be alright.
Why didn't they just put her on Girls' Rules? She has a mold too. It was just on the rules.
I think Umezawa was a little bit more fit for like Sayonara no Imi. And then we ended off with Omoide First, which is on the 3rd album. Which is a pretty good song.
Yeah, Momoko does the center for this.
More Nogizaka rankings. It's funny in the beginning, like they're like starting, and then all of a sudden you see one of the comedians just like leaning over there with like just like a like a muscle shirt on, just leaning like in the back, just staring at them like really creepy. And all the members like, what is he doing over there? And then the guy's like, he starts running away. One of the staff like walks in his way. She like gets scared and runs away too.
Was he just there to hang out or something?
No, she's walking by and then she like sees him and like runs away. And then Kazumin was sleeping. And then she walked in halfway. She's like, "Oh, sorry, I was sleeping." and then later on, Ikuta walks in like all sleepy. She's like, "Oh yeah, I just woke up too."
So cute.
That's so. Did they all just like stay at the studio?
I think so. I think that's what happened.
Go take a nap real quick. Okay.
Oh, what's up, guys? Hey, sorry.
So some of the interesting rankings for this one were best body.
Oh man, that's something AKB would do.
Number 4 was Manatsu. I feel like that photo book really helped people come to that decision.
Did you vote for this, Josh Box? Is that what happened?
It's only members who vote for it.
You sneak in there, huh?
Number 3 was Kazumi. I don't have her photo book, so I can't say agree or disagree.
I can see that.
Number 2 was Shiraishi.
The upset, dude.
How's that the upset? Oh, because number 2?
That's because we haven't seen a photo book from number 1, so...
Oh, Higuchi?
Yeah, I'm saying... so, like,
this just means we need a photo book.
So us on the outside would expect Shiraishi to be number 1, dude. But what are they hiding back there?
What's Higuchi hiding? Next up, we got the Do S members.
Oh, the best.
Oh, man.
The best.
Oh. Damn right,
How do we get a tied?
We got a 3-way tie at number 2. It's Misa, Ayane, and Kana.
I didn't see Kana being Do-S, but
I could say Misa and like Ayane.
yeah. I always felt like Kana would be Do-M, but I mean, these are the members here. They know better than me, so
Yeah, right. The members know each other better. Then number 1 was, of course, no one's surprised, Saito Asuka.
That laugh.
Yeah.
And then it's funny because with the Do-M members, number 2 was Reika.
Yeah.
And number 1 was Manatsu. It's funny because both of them were like MCs for a good bit. So it's like you have like the biggest Do-M and the biggest Do-S. But yet the Do-M was making fun of the Do-S the whole time.
Oh,
that reversal, dude.
the roles have swapped.
So it's funny. And then, of course, Shinichi Mai and Ikuta lost again. So what they did is they got a bigger cup for Ikuta. But that didn't work out because she just drank it all. She's like, oh, it's still sweet. So then Manatsu's like, well, I'll try it. Drinks it. She's like, nah.
See, that's that Do-M, dude.
Thanks for that drink that Ikuchan woke up.
Oh, yeah. She said, like, oh, that really woke me up. And then we go to Fujikyu.
Are we back to the 3rd gen?
Sakaguchi, since she lost, she had to go to the roller coaster. And since Hazuki said she's good with roller coasters, she was in charge of the camera next to her. And what they did is she had like a GoPro and then a handle on it on her, but then staff taped like her hand. Staff taped her hand with the handle like a lot, so she wouldn't let it go during the roller coaster.
The staff usually tapes camera to their hand.
Yeah, but it was like exaggerated amount.
Oh.
So then they rode the roller coaster, and then they saw the footage afterwards. And then they, I think they picked cards to see who would join Yoda in the next punishment. And Mizuki was the one that lost, so she has to join her. But we'll get to that one later. They did like a little sponsor time where like they have to. They saw all the gifts and food that the sponsors gave from like there was stuff from like Ray, Mouse, Fuji TV, all that.
Oh man.
There was a lot of stuff, a lot of good stuff.
And if they are interested in sponsoring this show, please
go ahead and cut this.
That tall cake, the biggest cake.
Oh yeah.
That was from Always With You.
Yeah.
The application.
Oh, the alarm.
And people were saying, oh, so I think that cake was from those kakin. You know kakin? I mean the paid content.
Oh.
The people who bought the stuff.
That's why the cake was very big.
It was like a member size tall. That's how tall it was.
It's a lot of gems went into that, dude.
So there's a couple of those. Again, you can sponsor us to get it. So there was Maya, Johnson, and Roti who were dressed as geishas. I think it was in Kyoto.
Yeah. Just a little information. Geishas are for those who are age over 20s and below under 20s. It's called Maiko. So Maya is a Maiko. And Roti was the Roti. No. It was Johnson, the geisha.
Yeah.
She's the only one who's
older than that.
Older. Okay.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. That's a cool thing to know. See, we all learned something today. Okay, and then Johnson actually looked pretty good in it. Like the makeup was like all set up and everything, like the best on her. And then they played a game. It was like rock paper scissors, but like with like 50 more options.
Yeah.
Like I didn't really understand it.
It's like the games you would play with
It's the geisha game.
It's like one person would be like this, and the other one would be like this, and then like they decide who wins. And then they had to do like a embarrassing quotes, and then like an embarrassing pose in front of the camera.
It was awkward.
And then back in the studio, we see the members. I think Asuka goes to the promotional like room where all the stuff is, and she like steals snacks and then like hands it out to the members.
Hey, yo, might as well, dude.
All right.
Grab a mouse computer, yo.
Here you go.
His laptop's just handing them out. One thing to know, Shiraishi, very cute at eating her food.
Tabe-san!
And then after this, we went to the Yoda and Mizuki's
Oh man,
Spooky
we're back
adventure.
at Fuji Q, dude.
Oh yeah, dude. Back to the Fuji Q.
This is the classic scary maze that always happens.
Yeah.
Yoda, most of the time, took the lead with Yamashi trailing behind. Like a good 2 times, Yoda just like ran, it's like straight forward, and Mizuki is just on the floor, just like no, like with the monster. There's a moment where Yoda just started like speaking English for no reason. Like she got scared. She got scared and she started like speaking English.
She said, "Oh my god!"
he's gonna say
I heard
it.
that clearly.
And she was like too scary, stuff like that. I was like, why is she like?
She was like, "Oh fuck,
Get the fuck out of here.
yo!" She turned into a G. What happened?
Oh man, I don't fucks with this, dude.
Yoda-chan? What?
It was all deep,
Where
dude.
did you learn that, Yoda-chan? Master Yoda, did you learn that?
Yeah, so they got lost then and everything, but
Did they get through it at least?
yeah,
Or
they got there. Yeah, that's a really good watch if you like watching idols get scared, which I imagine most people do. I didn't pay attention to the Manatsu Respect live stream. Don't be disappointed in me.
what? This is the most shocking thing yet.
Dude.
This whole
I
episode.
didn't watch either.
They said they had an announcement. I have no idea what the announcement is still.
What?
How can you betray your ocean
You're gonna
like
have
that?
to.
She's not my ocean man.
You're gonna have to find that clip and see what happened.
And then afterwards, it was another catering battle. First place was like a good like restaurant style meat. Second place was like supermarket meat, and then first place was a bowl of rice with like some sauce.
The plebs.
But the good thing is the red team, who lost again, went over to the winning team and asked Misa like, "Hey, can you like give us like a piece of meat?" And she's like, "Oh yeah," and she gives her like all the meat she had, and like gives it to them. And I was like, oh, such a nice Misa senpai.
But then I thought she was Do-S, dude. That's
she's very
Was
she's
it
very.
the same team? Was it the same team with the previous one?
Was
The
it?
members. The members
yeah,
in the team.
Oh, the same team?
Was it the red team that won the first one?
no, it's the same. Yeah, it's like the same team that lost, right?
Yeah, it's the same team that lost.
Because I didn't watch this part.
White team won the first one, and the second one,
Blue team wins.
blue team. Okay, yeah. So, but red team still lost. So, I think they decided with the Junkin, and then red team lost, so they got last place. So yeah, Misa is a nice person, and she'll probably ask for that favor back. That's where the Do-S side comes in.
Dude, leveraging the members with meat and stuff.
We got more top 100 songs. We got more art time. While I think it's the Manatsu Respect Gundam thing was going on. Where Ki-chan appeared.
Oh, the return, dude.
Oh,
She appeared out of nowhere with Iori and Minami.
just shows
Where
up.
you
Hey guys.
been, homegirl?
And she says that she's going to start appearing more, like slowly. So great news. I imagine she'll be back by the time the next single comes out, like fully. Because she isn't in this single, and she's not even in the photo cards that come in the singles. So I imagine next time she'll probably start like being fully involved in it.
Just take it slow, dude.
Yeah, but she still has that like goofy laugh of hers and like her great smile. So it seems like she's doing all right.
Good.
Yeah.
But where's that photo book though, Ki-chan?
You guys already made it. Just
I know, right? You guys already edited it. It already had a release date.
Let's dribble it.
Then we have Iko Marina, who had a segment where she tried to make a good banana smoothie by rolling a dice and seeing what ingredients to add into it.
Oh, leaving it up to chance.
First one
What
was
a brave girl.
not the
first one
rapper.
was uni.
Ugh.
So
Oh my god.
so
It's
she
already bad RNG. Right?
she drinks it, runs off of camera, and you can hear her like spitting out and like just spitting it out. So that was pretty fun. Second one was strawberry shortcake.
Okay,
she says it was a 4 out of 10.
What?
And then she invites what's the radio fish singer? Not the perfect human one.
The Fujimori.
Yeah, Fujimori.
He comes in to help.
That certain Ikutan fag.
And then so Ikoma rolls it, and then he like grabs it up he grabs it while it's like almost still rolling. He grabs it. He's like, all right, it's number 5. And then it's I don't know what was in it. I think it was kimchi or something. So they put it in there, and then both of them drink it, and then they gag nonstop, like smelling it and like drinking it. So that's fun. And then he later brings gifts to the studio, and they all
was
go.
Ikuchan there? That time was Ikuchan there?
I'm not sure if she was there. I think she was there. Okay. I think she was to the right near the MC, but girls go crazy for the cake, and they said some joke and all laughed really hard. So maybe watch it and see what that was about. Then he meets the third gen members for the first time, but so he goes like, oh, what's your name? And she's like, oh, I'm Ozono Momoko. So he's like, oh, okay, nice to meet you. Here's your cake. And then Yamashita comes up. She's like, oh, Yamashita, right? And she's like, oh, yeah, that's me.
She's playing him like a goddamn fiddle, dude.
So I thought that was really fun. I thought that was really fun because he asked everyone else's like name in third gen, but Yamashita he knew immediately.
I'm sorry, bro. I gotta pour one out for Fujimori later, dude.
And then he says, all right, guys, I'm going home, and he just leaves.
A busy man.
Mm-hmm.
He got what he came for.
Came for the Yamashita. Then we got Minami, who cooked some omu rice, even though the omu rice was already cooked. She's like, this is how you make it, but here it is already made. Let me just make the eggs, and then she starts scrambling them.
The TV
and she's
magic,
like,
dude.
Yeah, she starts scrambling the eggs. She's like, oh wait, I'm not supposed to scramble these eggs. so like,
that's the wrong eggs.
So she leaves it scrambled and just puts it on. Hazuki eats it, and then she like runs over there. Like you can see her like dash towards like the studio into the hallway, like just super fast, trying to eat food. And then she eats it. We got Nakada Kana, who interacts with the third gens.
Being Wona.
Yeah.
Well, she is an idol, whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think in this one it was a reference to the fact that nobody picked her for Valentine's.
Yeah.
Because like she was like, this is how you like get the attention of the other members. And then she was like, you gotta like talk to them. And then in another one, she talks to Christy, and she's like, you gotta pretend to be cool. So she puts on like these big old glasses. She leans back, and she's like, yeah, okay, yeah. She's like trying to like brush her off. And then Kaede, she like screams at Kaede for some reason. I think she's trying to show like assertion or something. And then like she brings in all the members. She brings like 2 third gen members, and then she starts like choking on the floor. And they're like, oh, what's going on? And she's like. Like coughing. It's like, so what do you think about me? Just like coughing and like that. Like, am I cool?
Did they even know? It's like, yo, Nakada senpai is a bitch.
Yeah, so then later on they're just like, okay, whatever. They just walk away. And like in the studio, like Nakada's just like super embarrassed.
Their impression of her probably like, nah, dude, not my favorite senpai.
This chick, dude, is fucking selfish.
Then we got Umezawa, who tries to guess the wardrobe of members. Shinichi tries to fix her back with she gets like this apparatus that's like long.
Typical old lady.
It goes to her butt and goes up to her head and makes her arms stay like this. And she tried to do like other things, like she tried to do a cobra pose in yoga, and she tried to like drink a banana yogurt smoothie.
Will that fix your back? What?
I don't know.
It didn't take 46 hours for you to mess up your back. All right, it's not going to take 46 hours to fix it.
And then she like afterwards she does like a before and after, and the only difference is like her shoulders were like this, and then her shoulders were like this. She's like, oh yeah, I really do see a difference.
Just stuck out her chest more. Come on.
And then in typical like Shinichi fashion, whenever she did something right, she always put her doya gao on. She's like, I got this.
Smug face.
So that was a fun segment because you get to see her like be goofy. Maya tries combination of foods and tries to guess what it tastes like.
Wow, she's I'm sorry to say this, she's really so dumb. I'm really sorry to say this, but she really is. Oh my god.
And it's funny because like whenever she like guess and she gets them wrong, I think she got them wrong every time. The announcer would say the answer. She's like, "Oh yeah, it is that. Yeah, I knew that."
What is that?
Yamazaki did Japanese history lesson. Higuchi Hina. This one is a must-watch.
Oh.
This one is her running around in Osaka, and she eats takoyaki, a fruit kebab, some noodles, crab legs, and eats what is it called? They chop it up, they make it a circle.
Kebab?
Usually do it too.
What?
No.
Wait, what?
It's like 2 spatulas on a grill.
Wow, Konomiyaki?
Yeah, that one. Yeah. So she eats that, and she has to do this all in 10 minutes. And it's like
How did she eat all this stuff? God
she did it in a 3-story mall too. So she had like run up escalators and everything. And then at the end, she like runs into a restaurant. like staff there are like, "Can I help you?" She's like, "Oh wait, is this not like the right restaurant?" So she runs out, and they're like, "Nah, just end it." And she's like,
it just ends. Oh.
so she's like, "Oh man, I'm so full," and then she like falls over all cute onto like a mat.
Yeah, before that, because the staff was forgot to reserve that certain shop. And the staff was saying, "Okay, fall down now."
Oh yeah.
It's okay. Just fall down now.
Yeah. And when she was running like along the ways, like there were people in her way, so she's like, like trying to run past them. So yeah.
So the face are shown in the camera.
Mm-hmm. So really cute segment where she has to like run around and do stuff. Highly recommended. We got Nanase who plays some VR games.
Oh, I actually watched this.
Oh.
Yeah, this is nice.
This one, it's on the PSVR, so there's no VR chat.
It's not a bunch of freaking Ugandan knuckles.
No, Ugandan knuckles.
Show me Dewey. Do you know Dewey?
She said in the bodyboarding game, she said that what is this person doing? It is dangerous, you know. So yeah.
It's like the game where like you have to lay down, you're on a skateboard, and you like dodge all the traffic.
Right. It's like on the street too.
Yeah. And then after that, her and Kazumi play a cat and mouse game. The person with the controller plays as the mouse.
The mouse.
Person with VR like has to like go in and out to see through the curtains to see if the mouse is there. And then she plays Resident Evil 7 afterwards.
The VR version. It's pretty. It's pretty scary.
Nanase is playing for a bit, but she's like too scared to walk anywhere, so she hands it to Kazumi, and Kazumi just like runs through everything. And then she like meets the enemy, which is the girlfriend of the main character. And then and she doesn't know how to aim. She just shoots like crazy. And then Nanase is like, use the right stick.
All right.
So then and then Nanase is even like pretending to shoot them.
That was pretty good. I actually watched that one.
That's a good segment. Yutan tries to eat a watermelon. Fails because she takes forever to cut the watermelon.
Yeah.
Oh, the cutting was part of it too?
Yeah. And then like...
Was it live?
I think it was... No, it wasn't live. It wasn't live.
Right?
The other members were there. She even gets a blender and tries to like put the watermelon there, but she gets like 2 big chunks, put it in, and then like covers it and tries to blend it. She's like, "Why isn't it blending?" And then Nanase comes out with like milk, like, "You need like a liquid or something." Yeah. So she pours it in, tries to blend it, still doesn't. She like tries to mush it down, finally blends it, And then she starts drinking it. She's like, all right, members, come over and help me. Members like, sit down or about to eat. Timer runs out. So it was very uneventful. Next up, we got Kazumi
Kazumi.
playing.
I watched this too.
Playing Jankenpon.
Okay. If for your information, the previous 46-hour TV, she also did this Jankenpon thing, but the name of her Densidai was Janken Pion, which is Pion, the sound of a rabbit jumping. That's why she used the rabbit outfit, and this time she chose doggo outfit because the Janken, the can is actually in dog kanji, which is you can read the dog kanji with can. That's why.
That's also like when you like a breed, right?
Yeah.
Or whatever. When you're saying a dog breed. But anyway, it was pretty funny.
She beats all the members. And so first staff walks in, just beats her, and then he goes, yeah.
Who was that guy?
What is his name again?
I think it was the director. Was it?
Kono-san.
Yeah,
He's like, Kono-san.
What does he do? Do we know?
It's he's like Togasaki in AKB, I think. I'm not really sure.
So like one of the managers or something like that, right?
Yeah.
It's kind of like generally manages things type of guy.
Yes,
and he does the Senbatsu announcement whenever they did outside the studio.
Okay.
Yeah.
What's funny because she loses, he just screams and just runs out.
Yeah, because previously he lost to Kazumi.
She beat him last time.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's funny. At the end, they even show like a drawing, like someone drew that moment. And then she has to drink bitter drinks. She didn't react too strongly to it, so you could tell it didn't really affect her that much. Next up, we got Asuka, who did a skit with the comedy duo Kamomen Taro. I don't know who they are.
I don't either. Probably younger, upcoming.
So many upcoming comedians that are engaging with Nogizaka members.
They did a skit with I think they're in a glasses shop, and then a customer comes in and he's like super like specific about stuff. He's like, "Oh, do you have like something that like to fit like exact centimeter like diameter nose and everything? Like it's the best if we have this." Like he's being really like I guess smarts? No. Really picky about like he's a know-it-all about glasses, and then Asuka's just like agreeing with him while meanwhile the manager's is like, I don't know what you guys are talking about. But the big part of this is like they start pouring eye drops into the customer's eye, and then Asuka runs up, grabs the eye drops, and just like drenches his eye with eye drops.
Ash is so does, oh my god. And the laugh.
Yeah. And the members were mentioning that her glasses were too big for her head.
Yeah.
There's more drawing stuff afterwards. Ikuta, of course, the best at drawing.
I didn't watch this one. My connection was dropped.
This is a good one to watch more Ikuta drawings. And Asuka was actually pretty good at drawing as well. It's a different style than Ikuta. I feel like Asuka's a little bit more gross styled. Like when you look at it, you're like, oh, what is that? And then we played Werewolf. Some highlights in this one is Ikuta and Minami were the werewolves.
So wrong to choose these two as werewolves.
And then Denchan was the first time playing, and she was the traitor, and she did a pretty bad job at it.
Yeah.
I mean, if it's your first time,
But like when they were voting for who the werewolf was, Denchan was like, "Oh yeah, it's Minami."
Such confidence, dude.
the traitor's supposed to be on the werewolf side.
Yeah, that's why.
Yeah.
Ikuta got eliminated. The comedian Take, who always wears the muscle shirts,
Okay, yeah.
came in like at the one of the most dramatic moments. He just walks in, "Oh hey guys," and the studios is like, "Hello."
Unannounced. Okay.
Yeah. And then at the end, Kazumi like knew who the werewolf was because she was like the overseer or whatever they call it.
Kazumi is way too expert in this game.
Yeah. She's like a detective.
Yeah.
And then Minami should have eliminated her like 3 rounds ago, but she kept her in for some reason, and she kept on eliminating the people who the other people thought were the werewolves. So like if everybody thought that.
Well, that's like the opposite of what you want to do, right? Like,
Yeah.
you want them to think that they're the werewolf, so you don't kill them.
Yeah. So
Minami,
she was doing
please.
that.
It's an amateur right there.
And it's weird because the priest, who was Sayonyan, and the overseer, who was Kazumi, said who they were like the second round of the game. So those should have been eliminated really early on.
Yeah, those are terrible werewolf players too.
Yeah, and then at the end when they discover Minami, everybody like votes for her, and she stays quiet, and then like she stays quiet for like a while, and the announcer's like, "Yep, you guys are right." And then like Minami just starts like crying because they caught her. So then all the members are like, "Oh no, it's okay. And then Minami's like, "Whenever we play this game, you guys are always mean to me."
No, it's more like whenever I play this game, people are hating me.
Yeah.
It's because you're the werewolf.
Round 2, boy, do you want to go over this one quickly?
This. Oh shoot!
Are you guys want to go over
There's
this?
no Minami in this part.
Yeah.
And Inchan, Ikoma, and Minami weren't in this part.
Yeah, but the werewolves were Asuka and Yutan, and like Asuka was too obvious about her being a werewolf, so they were like, "Yeah, let's kill her." Like, so it was like one werewolf the whole game, but she ended up winning because like her acting was so good, or whatever. She was like so convincing, and then like Kazumi was the one who like taking the lead and in the discussions and stuff. But like she got played.
Dang, son.
Yutan played her, dude. She's like, "Oh yeah, I believe in you. I think Kazumi's right." So like she would go with whatever Kazumi picked, but like Kazumi never accused her of being the werewolf.
Because she kept on agreeing with her, right?
Yeah. And then like by the time like Manatsu was the fortune teller or whatever, the clairvoyant. By the time Manatsu found out, like she was the next one to get killed. She's like, you got me. It was the best because like when they went backstage and it's like, oh, let me see who's who. They were like, what, Asuka, you were the werewolf? What the heck? And she was the first one eliminated. And then like at the end, like Yutan pushes the suspicion on Denchan, but Denchan, she was like, oh no, I think Yutan's the werewolf, but like not enough balls to stand up to senpai, dude. They're like, all right.
It's the only third guest who played this year.
Yeah, she was the only one because this was like late at night, and so all the young ones had to go home.
And then in the morning we had a Sakaguchi stretch.
Oh man, morning exercise.
Which she was teaching people how to do the Y balance, which is where you stick your leg like right here. And it was Hazuki, Denchan, and Christy. Christy was like okay at it, but then Sakaguchi's like, nah, you can't do it.
Old lady.
These other members were like, oh yeah, you're doing it.
She's like, nah.
Sakaguchi's like, nah. They did crunchies. Denchan couldn't do like 3. Like she's an idol.
This needs work.
Performing constantly, but she can't do sit-ups.
This needs work. They need to do some sit-ups.
They did high kicks like to the side, and it looked really crazy when they were doing it. They did fronts. They did other stretches like split stretches. All of them were in pain. Next up is Nakamura. She did a quiz, and punishment was like a spicy tomato drink. And then Rentan was like, just pretend it's like an Italian drink.
Pasta Italian. It's racist, dude.
And then we got Renaissance segments, which is you laugh, you lose.
Yeah.
Try not to laugh challenge is what she did. And then she had people come up and try to make her laugh. She had shock pads and she had water in her mouth. So if she spat it out, that means she gets shocked. Might be dangerous if she spat on her hand, but that's another issue. Umezawa was the guest host. Kubashori went up, was imitating her. It didn't work out. We had Nori, the comedian who wears tight clothes and has a radio show. It's usually with like Sugayuka and Miona. There's always like pictures of them on Twitter. He gets her to laugh. Then we got Joni Otto, who looks like he's an older comedian. He has like let's say a very peculiar mustache that wouldn't fly in America.
Oh, the chaplain?
He has one laugh. Then we got Chu. How do you say his name? Chu Ue, who's like a pretty popular comedian. Yeah, once you see who it is, you'll know who it is.
Yeah, he just has these really dumb gags, right? Like,
yeah, he has like a whole bunch of them, and she like spits out her water like immediately, like once he like walks in. It's like nonstop laughing from her. So then all three of them come out, and then like they try to all make her laugh, and the only one she laughs with is with that guy, and the rest of the comedians are like, "Why aren't you laughing with us?" Inumen VTR. I think this was on Abema.
Abema.
And then with this one, they're Matsumura's house, which is actually pretty nice looking.
Oh man! When you're a Nogi Fukujin,
you get paid,
the good
dude.
stuff, dude.
We got some cooking in there. We got Reika, who didn't cook at all.
Just do a house party type of thing.
Yeah, it's a house party. Reika didn't cook, and then we got Ito Marika, who showed up and helped with some cooking.
Hey.
So the it's really rare for like graduate members to appear back in Nogizaka, right?
Is this like the first instance of a graduate member coming back? Unless this was shot before she left. Oh.
But she appeared in the studio.
Oh, okay.
She appeared in the studio, and it's funny because at the end they were all watching a video of them like in a performance. And then like Sayunyan starts crying, like remembering all the memories they had and everything.
Oh, so that's why.
And then they were like, she was like tearing up a lot. And then it cuts to the studio. Momoko, Maichun, Matsumura, and Sayunan were all crying. Like Momoko's like off in a separate like stage area. She's still crying over there. And Marika's just looking around. She's like, I already graduated. I don't care.
This holds no weight.
Yeah. Wakasama did a escape room. I didn't watch it.
Oh.
I didn't watch it either because Inchan and Mayan was in the art making, and then that time Marika came in.
Yes. I was watching that instead too.
So Wakasama Gundam was on Showroom, right?
Yeah. And the servers were really bad. Like on Showroom, like you go in and like lags a lot.
They weren't ready
goes
for
in
it.
and out.
Yeah, they weren't ready for the load.
Did they succeed except the room?
In Showroom,
I mean,
did they do it?
Yeah. Did they
make it out?
I
didn't watch it, so I don't know.
I don't watch it.
So no one watched it.
So leave a comment down below if you guys watched it and know.
We have more catering battle. This one was funny because we have the non-Senbatsu third gen try to pick a team. Like there were teams of 3, and they had to pick like who they want to eat with. They had a VTR, kind of like vlog style, like YouTube vlog style. So that was pretty interesting. Sakaguchi picked the best team, which was Wakatsuki, Shiraishi, and Manatsu.
Oh damn, dude! Not
Manatsu. It was Matsumura.
Strong senpai team, dude.
Matsumura.
Oh, look at that Freudian slip.
Yeah, dude. He wrote Manatsu in here, dude. He just couldn't stop thinking about her.
And then we got Hazuki Eats section.
Oh, I watched this, dude. This was
Hey, I watched this too.
It was her trying to eat the most soba noodles she can.
That wank of soba.
Yeah. It was
in
like
10 minutes.
Yeah.
The normal amount for like a woman is like 50 or something, right? Her personal goal was like 80. and then she
crushes it.
kills it with 106 bowls, dude, in 10 minutes.
I love how it's like, all right, you're like, that's one tray, or cause like there's the lady right holding the tray,
yeah,
and she makes that face like, what? That's it.
Her facial reactions are really good.
Like, who is this? So Iguchi, it's your move. We have the Under Live. I watched this one. Nothing really stood out for me.
So this is like all the unders go to like Kyoto or wherever the hell that was going on. So they're like, the studio was in Tokyo, right?
Yeah.
So they all just like,
yeah, it was a handshake event.
Oh, okay.
It was an unders handshake event.
Just for like the album. Like
maybe
unders only.
So. I think so. Yeah, it might have been for the unders album then.
Okay.
And then we had the Richard YouTube channel.
It's so cool! Oh my god! I'm sorry.
Wait, what was this?
This is Wakatsuki dressing.
Oh, she was like all ikemen.
all ikemen, yeah. And she was like imitating like a YouTube video of introducing like a series. And she was like saying like what the Nogi girls like in a guy.
So all the Wodas are taking notes now, dude. Thank you, Richard. Okay.
So if you want to learn about that,
I need to watch that one.
Yeah. Send me a link to that one later.
Then we have a Sayunen musical, which is actually pretty good. I recommend you guys watching it. I'll leave it at that. You guys should watch it. I feel like it needs the watch. I feel like I wouldn't do it justice by explaining it.
Yeah, no spoilers, guys.
No spoilers.
Okay.
Almost done. We have like 2 more pages left. We have Manatsu is popular? ? She goes out and she goes to interview people to see if they know her full name. And she has 10 minutes to do this. So she's like, okay, 10 minutes. I could probably get like 2 people every minute. So she goes out. She takes way too long to decide who to talk to. So that eats up like most of her time. She talks to like old ladies. They're like, I don't know who you are. I watch TV, but I don't know who you are. One person like runs up to Manatsu. She's like, oh, Akimoto Manatsu. She's like, oh yeah, that's me. And then she asks, who's your Oshiman? She's like, Saito Asuka. Manatsu's like, so then she asks an older guy with his daughter, presumably. They don't want to be on camera, so then Manatsu has like big like Manatsu head shaped like covers. And then like she's like, do you know my name? The girl says like, oh, Akimoto Manatsu. So then she's like, yeah, who's your Oshiman? She's like, Saito Asuka.
Damn,
that's so popular, dude.
So
the kids.
Manatsu Zero.
Yeah.
So she asks 2 other girls who are walking around, and then both of them know her name. And she's like, who's your Oshi? One of them says, Saito Asuka.
Okay, oh my god, that's pretty.
I forgot who the other member was, but it's just funny that 3 people said Saito Asuka in a row. And then she's like, all right, I have like, her time ran up, and she's like, all right, I have like 1 more person. Let this be worth like 16 points. So then she starts walking around looking for someone to ask. Some guy like looks at her as she walks by him. She's like, oh, did you see the way he looked at me? So chases him down, and she's like, oh, hey, do you know me? He's like, oh, sorry, I don't know who you are.
Just looking.
So I'm like, it was like worthless. There was more sponsor time.
In depth that look at Manatsu's segment was. Josh really took careful notes for this segment, dude.
So much detail.
Yeah, dude.
More sponsor time. There's a cute Miona section in the beginning, so Jimmy, I recommend watching that.
Her like little fake documentary, right?
Oh, it's supposed to be a play on Jonet's title.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But they couldn't use that same song.
So it's just
it kind of sounds like it.
Mm-hmm. And then next up we got Itojuna, who did improv. She did improv with some members. She did with Karin and Maichun. And first scene was at a bank. Juna was the bank robber. Okay. But the whole time, Maichun forgets to walk in. So it's just them 2 acting it out. Maichun's just on the side. And we got a classic high school love story where Juna confesses to Karin. But then Maichun, who's supposed to like be the wingman, comes up and be like, "Nah, she's mine." And then they're like, "We're getting married, loser." And then Karin like does a kabedon on Maichun, and Maichun's like, "Ah."
She's like so much shorter though.
Yeah. So that was a fun segment to watch. We got Sakura Reika, who is another fun segment to watch because in this one she does like an imitation of like music station. So she pretends to be Tamori. She dresses up as him, and then she runs off screen, comes back as different people, starts singing, runs away. Tamori runs away, different people, and she does this like a couple times. All like she's doing like 10 minutes, and she does like 5 different people, and in between is Tamori every time. And then one time she comes out as Tamori, she just grabs the oxygen. She goes for like 2 minutes, just breathing in.
Members are walking at that. Oh my god. So long.
And she like she finishes and she walks off screen and then comes back.
Hard times.
And then we got a really good segment which all of you guys should watch is the Sayuri segment, where they're all dressed like.
Oh my god.
It looks like they're dressed like Pikmin.
They are supposed to be Pikmin, right?
And that's what it looks like because they have the flowers on their heads and they're all like in what color?
Yeah.
There's a false start. And then like the camera stay on her because it's Sayuri just going like this. So they think, oh, okay, it started. But no, it's just Sayuri being dumb. Her. It's just Sayuri being dumb. And then they come back to Mayan. She's like under the table doing something. And then the camera cuts to her. She's like, just like, oh, what happened?
Oh, it was on Hyokuri.
Yeah. And then she calls in Takayama, Wakatsuki, Nakada, Sakaguchi, and Umezawa to be her members, and they all do a dance. And halfway through, the members like just start laughing because how embarrassed they are. And then
how they get roped into this?
I know, right?
God.
And then, but Kana had like the best face because she wasn't laughing. She was just like as it went on, she got progressively like more like, why am I doing this? And then they walk into the studio, and then Wakatsu's like, do I have to like be dressed like this the whole time?
Yeah. Because that time Wakatsuki is the MC for that segment. I mean, that time so.
Yeah, it was Shiraishi and Wakatsuki who were the MCs.
Yeah.
Then we got the John winners in between, like right before they actually started live streaming. They did a John thing where the members had to come on screen and go John, and kind of like present themselves. The winners were number 5 Rentan, number 4 Minami.
The original one, yeah.
I think Minami's wasn't that good. I think Ikuta's was way better because she was more variety.
She didn't rank.
She didn't rank. I thought hers was good though.
Yeah, too bad.
And then number 3 was Nanase, number 2 was Mayan, and number 1 was Ash. And then in the studio, Mayan was mad at Amanatsu because she was pretending to be Mayan for a second. She was like, Shirashimai desu. And then Mayan was just like staring at her.
Way to inviting the Kuroishi.
Yeah.
It didn't come out, huh? They tried to like fish it out of her.
It was close, but it didn't come out.
Not today.
And then more Hyokori from Mayan. And then the Pikmin try to do it all. Like all the group of them try to like, come out of a fan. So that's pretty funny. We go to Kyoto where Higuchi starts playing with crab pens. And Iori scares the studio again because she does the pop-up scares.
Yeah.
And then Hazuki says she wants to challenge Matsumura to food eating. So that should be interesting.
Let's go.
I'll watch that, dude.
And then we got more Pikmin, where it's like a music video where it's just Matsumura representing all of the colors except for green. Like each of them have their own powers. Yellow has jump, purple has strength, blue has breath holding, red has a stare.
Breath holding. Breath holding.
And then yellow has like poison breath, I think.
See, at least the others like are beneficial somewhat.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, but she can hold her breath, dude.
And then the final event of the live stream was a VTR of all the events that happened during the 46-hour events.
Oh, that's pretty much this episode.
The editors must have had a hard time just, okay, we got this, hurry up, put it on there.
Oh god, dude, that's so much content.
Yeah,
Right?
dude.
And like you have to put it in like right before it ends. Yeah, that must have
That's
been very stressful.
nerve-wracking, dude. Yeah.
Some highlights. Kazumi screaming Marika's name when she sees her, and then staff is like, "No, don't say her name. It's a surprise." Kichan being led into the studio. It shows the final art pieces.
Oh yeah, I saw the portrait. It's really, really nice looking.
Yeah,
what did they make the whole time when they were doing?
They were making different stuff.
Oh, okay. It wasn't like one big collage type thing.
Eventually, at the end, they did one big collage.
Yeah,
because it's all the members going up and like putting like a piece of the board up. Like we have Shiraishi, I think Ikuta puts up one, and then we have Marika put up one too. We have other members put up one, and then they finally revealed like it's a portrait of Ikoma. And then like Ikoma's like saying like what she feels about it and everything. And then like she's in the middle of talking, she looks over at the clock. She's like, "Oh no, we hit the mark. We're already at 0-0."
Oh no, I'm sorry.
Yeah, she's like, she was like freaking out. She was like, "Okay, guys, let's like pretend that didn't happen. Let's just like count down from 5." So they count down from 5. They all cheer. They all say goodbye, and they show like the graduation date from Ikoma. That's gonna happen at Budokan, and they end it on the last image of Ikoma portraits.
How poetic.
And that's
nice.
46-hour TV.
I noticed like towards the end, it's just like a bunch of fan art, right? Like,
yeah, they also did that.
Yeah,
fun art. People were like sending it in,
like the Twitter using the hashtag.
Oh, it's through Twitter, so they printed it out.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool though. I like how they've been incorporating like fans.
They didn't show any videos this time. Like last time, Nakata Kana showed videos, like YouTube videos of fans submitted. I would have submitted my video, but
all right, we gotta work on it for next year, guys.
Right?
Yeah, let's
we gotta do something big and better.
Try to set up some videos so they can show it on 46 hours.
So it's just this recap.
It just says recap. This 3 hours.
They just show it as a segment.
This 2-hour recap.
We did it, guys. We condensed 46 hours of content into an hour and 40 minutes.
Yay.
Good job, team.
So proud.
Otsukare-sama desu, everyone.
So, what was your impression on this whole? Obviously, Jimmy and I are just filthy casuals. We didn't watch the whole thing.
Inchan, what did you think of this?
About the 46 hours?
About all 46 hours.
I think the content was real nice. But comparing to last year, I think the staff were relying so much on third generations. And the third generation was like woke up in the early morning and do the MC for the third day. I think, but well, as long as third gen enjoys it, I think that's all good. I think, and personally, I enjoy this. Unless, but my connection dropped for so many times that I had to move to Starbucks and hope the Wi-Fi connection. Yeah, I hope they will do another 46-hour TV again next time.
Definitely. I agree with that. I think they should do another one. There was heavy implication of third gen. But that's to be expected. They're trying to push them, trying to make them the same status as, well, more than second gen.
Rip second gen, dude.
Yeah.
And I just wish the segments the members had were longer. In the beginning, the first day, they have longer segments, but then second day and third day, they only had 10 minutes allocated to each member. I wish it was like the year before where they had more time.
I feel like each member could have like
an hour.
Well, I mean, their own segment, but
like at least 30 minutes, right? Or
I mean, there's
like
enough.
20?
There's so much time.
46 hours, in fact.
There's 46 hours.
Like maybe they
there
could take
are-
turns sleeping, right?
How many of them are there now? I don't know.
46 or 45?
There's 46 of them. Just 1 hour each.
There we go. Yeah, so good event. Hopefully they do another one.
Yeah.
Are there any you guys are going to watch for sure now?
Well, there's stuff like I will check out from our
Yeah.
recap, of course.
Anything that sticks out?
Definitely want to check out the musical because I love musicals and it's Sayunyan. So
Yeah.
probably gonna watch the Rentan one.
Mm-hmm.
What else?
You should watch
Some
the
of the-
cilantro one.
Yeah, then we'll watch the Cilantro one because I gotta put some love on Cilantro.
I think some of the location shoot ones I want to check out. Like those aren't live, right? Obviously, but they seem pretty interesting.
All the one with Nojo and Roti and Maya were the live ones.
Honestly, anything with them eating, I'm probably gonna watch. Let's be real.
Oh yeah, that's good too.
That does it. I want to thank Inchan again for joining us.
Thank you, and really sorry for pushing the time. I'm really sorry about this, and sorry for the indistinct chatters that I am having here because I'm in Starbucks right now.
It's no problem.
Oh, thank you.
So, do you want to... You can follow us each on our Twitter. There's Inchan's Twitter at the bottom of her picture. So be sure to follow us. Check out Inchan and her translations. Always does a good job.
Yeah, I gotta thank everyone for doing all those recap, like on Twitter. That's all I saw. Those 46 hours. Translations and like screenshots, and, like, video clips.
It's a great time because everyone gets involved.
Y'all the true MVPs.
Pat yourselves on the back.
All right, well, that does it all for this special episode. We hope you enjoyed it. And let us know in the comments down below which segments were your favorites and which ones you need to check out for sure. So again, you can follow us all on our individual Twitter, subscribe to us on YouTube. You can listen to our regular show on Spotify, iTunes, and Google Play. So don't forget to, again, subscribe and hit the bell to know when we go live for the regular episodes. And that has been all for this special episode. Thank you guys for watching. Goodbye.
Bye bye. Arigato.